In the midst of his epistle to the Romans, the Apostle Paul presents a profound and complex argument in chapter 9, revolving around God's sovereignty and grace in choosing Jacob over Esau. According to Genesis, Jacob and Esau were the twin sons of Isaac and Rebekah. Even before their birth, it was foretold to Rebekah that the older shall serve the younger, indicating a divine preference that would unfold throughout biblical history. Paul reiterates this choice to the Roman believers, emphasizing that God's election is rooted in his purpose, not in human merit or works. He writes, "Yet before the twins were born or had done anything good or bad, so that God's purpose and election might stand, not by works but by him who calls." It is a reminder that God's plans are not contingent upon human ability or righteousness, but originate in his own purpose and grace. Esau, despite being the elder son, whom cultural norms would have favored for inheritance, was led to sell his birthright for immediate gratification, a pot of stew. This act not only demonstrated his disdain for what was divinely significant, but also displayed a natural proclivity toward the temporal rather than the eternal. In contrast, Jacob, though flawed, relied on God's promise, ultimately embodying the nation of Israel and becoming through his lineage a channel for the fulfillment of God's promises, leading to Christ. This narrative is crucial for understanding Paul's message in Romans. He uses Jacob and Esau to illustrate how God's choices transcend human expectations or actions. It teaches that God's mercy and grace are at the center of salvation, prefiguring the salvation made available through Jesus' sacrifice. By using Jacob and Esau, Paul highlights that neither lineage nor human efforts guarantee God's favor, but his sovereign grace alone. For Christians, this story is a call to trust not in our deeds, but in God's gracious will and purpose, a theme echoed in Paul's letters, urging believers to rely entirely on divine grace for salvation. "I will have mercy on whom I have mercy," God declares, focusing on his sovereign freedom to bestow grace according to his compassionate will. The lesson this passage imparts is profound. Salvation depends not on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy and choice, inviting believers to trust fully in divine grace rather than human works.